Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, go look at my first video where I break down my January 29th theory and the Matrix and all of the things that I uncovered within that. Now, we're going on to what could we get in January and breaking down Janus just a little bit more. But Janus is the ancient Roman god of beginnings, gates, transitions, time duality, doorways, and endings. He is uniquely depicted with two faces, one looking to the past and the other to the future. And he is the namesake of the month of January, as I discussed before. So again, he is a god that basically looks from the future to the past, and I think this is Beyonce giving us a huge hint that Act 3 will come out in January, but maybe we might get a visual with it. I don't want to get your hopes up, so I won't say it is officially true, but it could possibly come with visuals and I would be excited for that. But even if it doesn't, either way, we're here for the ride. Now this picture stood out to me and I went on a deep dive, and that's when I found out the January 29 theory and how she will be using doorways to guide us into the Matrix. The god Janus is seen holding a staff in his right hand that is depicted because he guides travelers, and a key in his left hand that is to open gates. So right now I do feel like in the visuals, Beyonce is going to act as Janus the god, and we may get something Act 3, January 29th, and she's going to lead us, probably give us a little bit more visuals, but let's work with the visuals that we have now. So I wanted to go into a specific part of the tour interlude for Cowboy Carter, and I'll break down the full thing later, but right now I just wanted to come back to that to show you guys that she probably is going to announce Act 3 January 29th, and Janus the god is highly connected to these acts and to Act 3. Again, he's the god who is a god of gateways, doors, and keys and gates. So let's get into that interlude. I had to slow it down, but it starts by the screen turning white, then we see the sun. Now, we're traveling through the sun to space in the stars, like I told you before. She's really hinting at space, stars, astrology, and things like that. Now, look where we enter through space. We go from space and boop, a doorway. Now, from that doorway, we go into the television. This is what makes me think we might get the visuals soon, or maybe January, hopefully, maybe not. But you see the imagery, she's taken us through doorways. Mind you, was a random doorway in space, but I digress. Right there we were taken through a portal. Now here's a room I thought was interesting. It has alligators, swans, and birds. And now we're into another keyhole that leads us to space. We see the view from space, but we're like on the moon, and we also see the Earth. There's Chardonnay and Renee. Hey, girl. And she directly takes us to Earth. But instead of going inside of Earth, she goes like around it, which is very interesting. I thought that was interesting. But you see what I mean? She's taken us through gates, and she's taken us through doorways and keyholes and peepholes through space and time. That's like next level Matrix. Also next level multiverse. We're spinning through space again, and we're going to come up on another doorway. Watch. Also, horses in mythology were more than just animals. They were symbols of divine force and had the ability to cross between worlds. That energy carried gods from the heavens into mortal realms like Earth. Fun fact, in Greek mythology, divine horses could carry light, stars, the sun, the moon, time itself, storms, and so much through space. Yeah, fun fact, horses were metaphysical beings in Greek mythology. So because they possessed these powers, they often acted as messengers from the quote-unquote heavens to earth. But I had to slow down this visuals because Beyonce gave us so much, and I don't think we talk about it enough, of how she gave us a lot of visuals, she just sped it up a little bit. And I mean, to be fair, I was not paying attention to this when she was on tour right in front of me. And here we go, here is the doorway. And see, we traveled to space, and then there's this doorway right in the middle of space and time. And she takes us through it, and it's the Red Room. Now, I haven't seen Twin Peaks, but I've heard a lot of the Hive talk about the Red Room. I'll probably have to do a deep dive on that. But everything is defying gravity in this room, except for like maybe the couch. But you see that? Another doorway. And look at the vinyl, the Cowboy Carter vinyl. And then she had a microphone gun, which I thought was very funny and cool. And now we go through that door. But this is something we had to break down later because nobody was seeing this in real time as it was happening because it happened way too fast to even be able to understand what you're seeing, especially when Beyonce's right in front of you, you know? You really don't see the interlude. Then we go into a mini western, and it ends with this picture where she basically tells a story of Cowboy Carter. I could break that down in another video of what the rest of that interlude was about, but I just thought I'd show y'all how interesting it was that I saw the doorways, the peepholes, the keys, and everything that is in space that is leading us to eventually maybe the visuals, or at least the tour visuals, which we can break down and analyze. Thank you for watching, and I'm just a Beyonce nerd. I hope you enjoyed the video.